Hi there, my name is Doug, and today we're going to continue our series on making for pets. Today, what we're going to be working on is making a scratching post for our cats. One of the reasons we're going to work on this scratching post is to make sure that we can make sure that everybody has their natural instincts and their energy and an outlet for some of that stuff as we go through the day. We're going to be making ours out of some cardboard tube, some string that I've got here, and some hot glue. So we're going to talk about those materials first before we get into actually how we're going to put this together. First and foremost, we're going to talk about this string. The string here is jute or sisal string. We recommend sisal, but what we really recommend is anything that's natural. So this is going to be something your cats are going to scratch on. They may even bite on it. So we want to make sure that this isn't made out of something plasticky or something that's going to get destroyed and create a danger for our pets. We're also not going to do things like cotton. We need something strong enough to withstand having scratches and claws ripped down it, so on and so forth. So we're going to be using sisal rope here today. This is pretty thin. I would recommend getting something quite a bit thicker. This just happens to be all I've got on me right now, but I would look for something in and around a 1/4 inch or a bit thicker. Otherwise, you're going to have to wrap it a lot tighter, and it's probably going to get damaged or destroyed quite a bit faster. The next thing we're going to talk about, this cardboard tube. This is, again, all I've got on me right now. A lot of people, you look this up online, a lot of people are making these out of PVC pipe. You can get PVC in like those good 2 or 3 inch or even larger size pipes, and those will actually let you do fittings. You can do fun shapes like a cactus or a tree. It'll also give you nice fittings that you can mount to. And so what we're going to do is this is just the pipe we're going to talk about today. You can go way out and make whole trees. You can make platforms on top as long as you take the time to make sure this is sturdy to make platforms for your cat to lay in. You could build beds. You could do window seats or something like that. And you can also mount this to a nice big solid base. And today, I would need to mount this as well, and we won't be able to get into that right now, but I recommend a nice big wood base. They make some nice big wood rounds you can find at hardware stores or in the wood section of a craft store, and that's going to be a really good system of something to screw down and glue down to, so on and so forth. When you're working with a tube like this, you are going to need to make some sort of plug that fits in here so you can not only screw down onto your wooden base, but into your actual piece as well. From there, we're just using regular hot glue. We're going to be just using some safe, non-toxic hot glue. Once again, non-toxic to make sure your pets are nice and safe with this project. Now that we've talked about that, talked about the woods, talked about some materials, let's go ahead and talk about how I've put this together. So you can actually see here, I've got just a nice little setup of this wrapped around here. And we're just going to keep wrapping. We're going to glue, put a couple of little dots, and wrap all the way around over and over and over again. But to get started, what I did was I took a nice big bead of glue, rubbed my finger on that, and do be careful. We are using hot glue. So use some gloves or something like that if you have access to it, or make sure you have somebody there that can give you a hand if you need to. But I just took some of that glue, started my string, and then just started wrapping from there. As you wrap, you're going to put a little bead of glue every so often. If you can get fast enough, you can actually put a nice big bead and get a few wraps through there at a time. So I'll kind of show you here real quick what I'm talking about. So I'm going to take my rope. I like to hold it with one hand this way, and I'm pretty confident in myself to not burn myself. But you're just going to take your glue gun, put a little bead right there, pull it away, and then we're just going to start wrapping all the way around. Do make sure you're pulling nice and tight, and I find it easier in most cases to turn the cardboard tube or PVC, whatever you've got, and that way you can push right up into it. And as a matter of fact, I was actually able to hit that glue again with my second strip. Now, you probably won't be able to do that if you've got thicker material, but if you've got a small little bead like this, you can go nice and big, and small string like this, you're just going to lay that down in there and keep wrapping. You can see this is pretty monotonous. So this is a great project to work on while you're watching TV. You could do crafting parties with this where, everybody can kind of hang out together, sit around a table and continue to wrap twine around whatever you've got. You'll keep going like this all the way down, and then you'll create another little spot over and over and over again, all the way until you hit the end of your tube. And that is pretty much it. We're going to be building this for a few reasons. Like I said, we're going to be doing this to let our cats get some energy out. One reason we want to pick a different material than some things you've seen before, like carpet or something like that, is cats can actually sort of realize that, oh, this is carpet. And if there's carpet somewhere else in your house, they're probably just going to pull on that carpet as well. You want to make sure that whatever this is made out of a material you don't have somewhere else. If you've got like a wicker basket or something like that, something close to this material that has some of this threads on there, your cat might actually think that is the same sort of material and go ahead and scratch on that as well. So keep that in mind when you're buying your materials. There are some nice loops online. You can find them on Amazon. And there are also various other tutorials just like this one that we recommend. A lot of pet-based YouTube channels and crafting channels, so on and so forth. They're just going to have the same sort of technique. They may actually even go as far as to show you some of the basing techniques, what they may fill this with. You may need to fill this if you've got a larger size cat, or you're making something as tall as a tree. You may need to fill this with like some pebbles or sand, or glue it down to a nice, hard, sturdy base, so on and so forth, to make sure that your cat can't knock it over. If you're building this for a larger cat, you're also going to want to make sure that whatever this is tall enough that they can actually get a full stretch on that. That's one more thing you can do to sort of incentivize your cat to use this. Cats love to lay out and stretch out and do all that. So making this as tall as your cat is, or even taller for that matter, means that they've really got to stretch and pull their whole back side to side to make sure that they can reach all the way up and pull down this whole thing. And that's very enjoyable for them. And that's it. I could keep doing this for the next couple hours, and I probably will have to. But once this is done, your cat's going to be able to pull down on this, scratch down on this, and just enjoy it to their absolute fullest. The last thing I want to talk about with this project real fast is that this project is not permanent. This is something that I recommend buying a few spools of material so that when your cat goes down this and scratches on it and it starts to fall apart, we make sure to take a look at that. We want to make sure that we see that this is safe for our pets. So as this starts to get damaged, it might start to lose a couple of strings here and there. Because this is hot glue, just pull that all off. You might sand it a little bit to give yourself a nice new surface. Some of that texture might be fun for your cat, as a matter of fact. And then we're going to use our hot glue and we're just going to wrap it back up to make sure it's nice and safe. There are a few things that our machines here in the space might be able to do for you as well. One of the cool things is if you've got a nice wooden base or something like that you're just going to leave wood and it is raw or something like that, you can either etch into it with our laser, or you might even be able to cut that shape, a circle or a fun shape for the base, out on our mill. So this is something that we can, work on with you here for some of our projects, but this is a project you can use to make at home. Again, my name is Doug. It was wonderful working with you today. We hope that this helped you out, kind of got some ideas flowing. This is less of a tutorial and more of a just how to kind of do some of this. And we hope it gave you a fun idea and you'll enjoy making at home for your pets as well. Thank you very much. And we hope you have a good day.